Hello and welcome. Today we're going to go over the Kata Heian Nidan. Okay, this is typically to get you from an R system, an orange belt to a blue belt. So that's 8th Q to 7th Q. Okay, so each one of our belts has a Q, as a rank. Okay, so your color is coordinated with a number. Okay, so this would be 8th Q to 7th Q. It goes downwards, it counts down. Okay, so again today, Kata Heian Nidan, and we will break that down. Okay, so before we get going, we're going to go through Seiza. Okay, just so we can kind of get ready, get our minds ready for Kata. Okay, so from here, I'm going to come to Kyozugi. So. Yame, Shomri. Okay, so Heian Nidan. Okay, this kata follows Heian Shodan. Okay, so Heian Nidan is going to introduce you to a little more back stance than Heian Shodan did. This is going to introduce us to a little more hip rotation into our technique. Okay, so we're thinking Heian Shodan, we're thinking a lot of just stance, we're thinking just kind of momentum forward. And so Nidan is going to challenge us a little bit more in that back stance, some more combination techniques. Heian Shodan is very one step, one technique, with the exception of maybe downward block, hammer fist strike. So a few more combinations in this one. And again, it's going to introduce front kick, and it's going to introduce side kick. Okay. So I'll just walk through it one time, facing forward as I would perform it. Then we'll break it down step by step, and then we'll go through about half speed the third time, so you can kind of follow along with me. The last time I'll turn to face the opposite direction, so you're facing the same direction I'm facing. Okay, wait. And Nidan. Okay, so there you have Heian Nidan complete all the way through. Okay, so we'll go through step by step. Again, really think about as many details as we possibly can as we go through this kata. Okay, so first, I will be kind of a mirror image. So your left is this way. I will turn the same direction as you so we can follow along as best I can. Try to do as much facing forward as I can, even when I have to turn around and then get back situated. So from here, we're step to the left. So before we step, we want to be thinking we're stepping into a back stance, okay? So stepping in a back stance, I don't need my center to move, okay? Back stance is weight center over the back leg. So really all I need to do is send my left leg out and leave my center where it's at, so we don't get a big shift of body into that step. We're just sending the right side of our body out, keeping the center, my left side, over my left leg, into back stance. Okay, so before we do that, let's go ahead and come back to Yoe. We want to look and set. So your right fist is going to come to your hip, your left hand will stack on top. Okay, from here, from Yoe, we want to hit that set. We want to hit that set. This time, as we set, we're going to look over our left shoulder. So we want to look the direction we're getting ready to step. So from here, we're going to set and look. We're going to send the left leg out into back stance. As we do, I'm going to make kind of a closed fist knife hand block. Just think like Shudo block, but this is closed fist. And then we want a rising block with the opposite hand. So those should hit same time. Here again, let's do it again, ready, and we're going to set and look, we're going to step and block. From here, my right hand is going to draw, don't worry so much about drawing it back, but make sure it's coming underneath your front hand. So your left hand is going to block across your center. Imagine you're being punched. This hand is going to clear whatever technique's coming in. This one's going to follow underneath with a upper fist, like a upper punch. Okay, so it's a little more straight, but palm facing up, kind of that uppercut feeling. Here. Now this one's covering your center, this one's striking. From here, we're going to draw this punching hand back to the hip as my blocking hand, that's almost kind of set for like a knife hand block, is going to extend into a hammer fist strike. Okay, so if we really look at some hips there, okay, so even though we're still in back stance, from here, as I go into this punch, I should allow these hips to turn forward into my technique. Okay, so try not to lose your stance much, but allow your body to rotate to extend that technique. Okay, otherwise I'm leaving my center behind, and it's all arm. Rotate into that. So now we get this big opening again for the hammer fist strike. So as I draw back, I want these hips to pop back to hanmei. Even though we're in a back stance, we feel like it's all hanmei. We still can get some adjustment to the hip. So from here, I'm going to draw back, open, that hip back. As my shoulder blades kind of touching back, I'm squeezing open, hikite, hammer fist strike. Okay, so we really broke that one down. We'll do the same thing opposite side. So from here, we're going to look and set. I'm going to let my stance pivot the opposite direction. So from your left facing, we want to set and we want to move our center opposite direction into back stance. As we pivot, we want that double block. Rising block, outside block. Good. Same thing this side. We're going to draw this one back underneath. Let the front hand cover your center. Opposite hand underneath. Again from here, allowing the body to rotate forward and then drawing it back. Hammer fist strike. Okay. So from here, I would be this direction. We're going to squeeze and set towards the back. So from your last technique, you should be setting, looking over your back shoulder. Okay, this would be your right shoulder. Okay. So from here, I'm going to come forward for this so you can see the for the kick. So let's say my right side will be forward. Okay, from here, we're set on the left hip. So I'm going to throw, I want a back fist and a side kick into my opponent, same time. Okay, so this, they can either think about both striking or one could be blocking as the other one's striking, but it's both hands, open, back fist, side kick, allowing this hip to rotate out like I'm reaching with this back fist. It's the same feeling for that side kick, getting that hip into my technique. So again, we're going to set. We're going to bring this knee up, then let it go. From here, side kick, back fist. Okay, from here, I don't want to set just down just yet. Okay, I want to or fall back into my stance. I want that good recoil. So on our recoil this time, we want to make sure we set for a knife hand block. So from the recoil of this, I want to pull back into a knife hand set. So my left hand is over my right shoulder. My right hand's kind of covering my center. I'm going to step back. I'm going to step towards your front actually. Okay, and looking back into a knife hand block. So as I recoil, I set my left hand for a knife hand block. I step my right leg behind into a back stance and finish with shuto block. Okay, so from this direction, it will look like so. Make sure the head turns with the body, okay, or before the body. 1. When you hit that set, the head looks, okay, setting down for your knife hand block. Okay, so from here, we're going to be stepping in 3 knife hand blocks. Okay, so I think if I'm your mirror image again, that would be right leg forward, so your left leg forward. Okay, moving in knife hand block. We're going to step in. After we land in this shuto block, we're going to step forward 2 more times. Knife hand block. Ready? Each. Knee. Okay, make sure we're getting those nice sets. Hips are coming center for the set. As we pass through, we open those hips. Nice shuto block. Right hand chopping you midsection. Left hand, good angle on the elbow. Don't let it extend too far. Good. From here, we're going to step into a knife hand block. A knife hand spear finger strike. So from here, knife hand block, we want this front hand to just deflect. Imagine we have a guard, we're having a chudan technique coming in, and we're covering that. Okay, so I just want to let this one fall forward. Whichever direction my palm is facing, that hand will just fall forward. Nice and flat, like you can set it on the table. From here, we're going to step into a front stance, into a spear finger strike. So it's going to feel like a reverse punch with your striking hand open, thumb tucked in, spear finger strike over the supporting hand. So after this one covers, I'm going to set this one right on top as I step through. Yeah, front stance. Okay, so from here, I should be facing to this direction. Okay, now we want to turn into 4 knife hand blocks. Okay, so just like the end of hand shodan. Okay, so from our spear finger strike, again, make sure we're setting. I'm setting for the knife hand block, left hand on top. I want my back foot to step behind. As I do, my head looks and the body follows. Okay, where the head goes, the body follows. So just start that rotation and the body will follow around. Okay, again, one more time from here. Make sure we get it set. Reach. Okay, again, nice back stance. Centers over the back leg. Okay, from here, we'll step in. Again, one more knife hand block this way, 2 this way. 1 straight, 145. Again, just like the end of hand shodan. So we'll step in here, knife hand block. Okay, opposite direction. Make sure we get a good rotation here. Make sure you're setting on your turn. So as soon as I squeeze, I want to block. So it's 1, 2, as opposed to stick and then go. Same thing as I step through. Let that set. You want that reflect, that kind of bounce back feeling. Okay, from knife hand block, we're going to move forward. So I'm going to turn towards you. Let's go. I'll do this facing forward. Okay, so I have to do this backwards so it makes sense to you guys. You should be left leg forward. Okay, so from your last knife hand block, you should be here. We're going to step over into front stance, inside block. Okay, I'm mirror image of you right now. Okay, so I'm, my right leg is your left leg. Get it from here. I'm sorry. Opposite. So left leg, right hand blocks. Okay. From here, we're going to front kick, set down into reverse punch. Okay, so from here, front kick, recoil, set down, reverse punch. Okay, try to make sure we get good recoil on that kick. So as we set down, we get nice technique, same time the foot hits. Okay, so we finish reverse punch. From here, we're going to inside block. So when I inside block, this should be your left hand. I want to set for that inside block. And then I want you to throw that inside block. As I do, I want my left hip to come forward And I want to rotate, good reverse rotation, counter rotation here. Okay, as that hip's pulling forward, just loading this back leg for a front kick. I'm going to follow through front kick. Again, recoil, squeeze, and drive out into a reverse punch. Okay, from that reverse punch, you should be right hand forward, stepping in, reinforced block. Okay, this should be a front stance. Okay, last technique. We've got, I'm at my reinforced block, we're gonna turn left, downward block. Okay, so again, make sure we get big set. The more I kind of squeeze that set, the more I'm going to expand into my next technique. So same thing with the body. The body wants to have that squeeze set feeling and then drive into that front stance. So making sure we're finishing good front stance here. Reinforced block, we're going to rotate, big rotation over the left shoulder into downward block. Try to really hit that stance. We're really focusing on stances. Good. From here, stepping in, rising block. Don't forget that set. As we step in, we're going to step on that 45, just like Heian showed on. Nice front stance. Same thing, opposite direction. So from that rising block, I need to quickly set for downward block. The right hand will set over left shoulder. As I do, I want that set to happen as you turn. And as you come out of that turn is your block. So as I turn, I set. As I step, I finish my technique. That kind of feeling. Okay, same thing moving forward one more time on the 45 to rubber rising block. And don't forget that set. Driving off this front leg. Upper rising block ki. Back to a ski. Okay, so that was step at a time. I know I changed directions quite a few times in that kata. Hopefully it didn't confuse you too much. We'll do it one final time together while I'll turn the opposite direction. So we're facing the same way. At one point you will still be back facing to me, but that will at least get you started same direction as me. Okay, so I'll turn face the back wall. We'll go, tell you what, let's go slow one more time together, facing the opposite direction, and then about half speed together. Okay. We'll face same direction to Yue. Now it's in Kata, Heian Nidan. Doing Yue. Looking over the left shoulder, back stance, double block, ready, each. Right hand underneath, he, draw back, sun. Setting on the left hip, looking right, double block, each. This one coming underneath, this one blocking, knee, and drawing back, sun. Okay, from here, think about coming center. So I'm going to step halfway up to my middle line, my front leg back to my center line. So it's 1, 2, as I set, looking over our right shoulder, side kick back fist setting down into knife hand block. 1, recoil, set for that knife hand block. 1, 2, 3, spear finger strike ki. Good, from here, turning around, knife hand block. 1, 2, opposite direction. 3, 4. Okay, coming down that center line, right hand inside block. Left leg forward, good, front kick, set it down, reverse punch. One more time. Same hand that punches, we're just going to let it block. But don't leave this one idle. Let it set. Draw that hikite back. Good, from here, left hand blocking, left leg front kick. Set it down, reverse punch knee. Stepping in, reinforced block. Front stance, reinforced block, right leg forward. Turning into downward block, rising block. Ready, knee. Downward block, rising block. San. And she. And back to you. See? Okay, let's do that one more time. We'll try to go about half speed. So I won't count it out, so we'll just kind of walk through it together. Shake it off. Ready. Begin. so there you have it. Heian Nidan. Done it kind of forwards and back. Please slow it down, listen to the details, try to make it as dynamic as possible. Be thinking about, at this level, start thinking about that rotation a little bit more of the hips, okay? Trying to get this moving as opposed to just everything just happening with the hands. So really get this body kind of turning with our technique, whichever direction my technique might be going. I want to rotate into that technique. Okay, good. Okay, so that's going to sum up Heian Nidan. This will be posted. Let me know what you guys think. Please leave comments. Okay. Keep. Stop. So. Yummy. Show me, right? Keep. Okay guys, until next time.